Title: The Wisdom of the Moonlit Donkey by Wisdom Chronicles. In a village that nestled between the rolling hills and whispering streams, there lived a man named Mulla Kadir. Known for his wit and wisdom, Kadir was often sought after by the villagers for advice on matters big and small. But as much as he was respected, he was also known for his unique way of teaching lessons, often leaving the villagers scratching their heads in bewilderment before the light of understanding dawned upon them. One moonlit night, as the stars played hide and seek behind the wandering clouds, Kadir was returning from a neighboring village. He rode his beloved donkey, which had been his companion on many adventures and misadventures. As he ambled along the winding path, he hummed a tune from his childhood, feeling at peace with the world. Suddenly he was startled by a voice coming from the bushes. "Kadir, is that you?" asked the voice. "Yes, it is I, Mulla Kadir," he replied, peering into the darkness. Out stepped a young man from the village, his face etched with worry. "Kadir, I am in dire need of your wisdom," he said, wringing his hands. "What troubles you, my son?" Kadir asked, dismounting his donkey. "It's my future, Kadir. I am unable to decide whether I should continue helping my father in his trade or pursue my dream of becoming a painter. My heart yearns for the brush, but my mind fears the uncertainty," the young man confessed. Kadir stroked his beard, thinking deeply. Then, without a word, he turned his donkey around and began to ride it backward, facing the young man. "Kadir, why do you ride your donkey backward?" the puzzled young man asked. Kadir replied, "Sometimes, to find the right direction, one must view the path from a different perspective. Now tell me, what do you see when you look at the night sky?" "I see countless stars, Kadir," the young man responded, looking up. "And what do you feel?" Kadir inquired further. "I feel a sense of wonder and also a bit of insignificance in the vastness of it all," the young man admitted. "Ah," said Kadir, "the stars do not worry about their place in the sky. They simply shine, each contributing their light, big or small. Perhaps, my son, you too should shine in the way your heart desires." The young man's eyes widened as he absorbed Kadir's words. Thanking him, he left with a lighter heart, his path illuminated by the wisdom of Kadir's metaphorical guidance. The next day, Kadir was tending to his garden when a wealthy merchant from the village approached him. The merchant, known for his stinginess, had a troubled look on his face. "Kadir, I need your counsel," he said. "I have amassed great wealth, but I find no joy in it. What should I do to be happy?" Kadir paused, plucked a rose from his garden, and handed it to the merchant. "Smell this rose," he instructed. The merchant sniffed the rose and nodded. "It's very fragrant, Kadir, but what does this have to do with my problem?" "Much like this rose, happiness lies not in possession, but in appreciation," Kadir explained. "You may have the wealth of the world, but if you do not learn to appreciate the small joys, you will never find happiness." The merchant left deep in thought, realizing that his pursuit of wealth had blinded him to the simple pleasures of life. Later in the week, the village was abuzz with preparations for a grand feast. The mayor, who was known for his arrogance, wanted to impress a visiting dignitary and demanded that Kadir tell a joke to entertain the guests. At the feast, Kadir stood up, cleared his throat and said, "I once knew a man who told the funniest joke in the world." The guests leaned forward, eager to hear this joke. Kadir paused dramatically and then said, "But alas, I cannot remember it." The room erupted in laughter, thinking it was part of the joke. The mayor, however, was furious. "Kadir, you have embarrassed me!" "Why would you do such a thing?" he demanded afterward. Kadir replied calmly, "To remind you, and all of us, that the value of a joke, like the value of a person, should not be judged by its length or by the expectations placed upon it. but by the joy it brings in the moment. The mayor, humbled, nodded in understanding. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, Kadir continued to share his wisdom in his own unique way. His lessons were not always immediately understood, but like seeds planted in fertile soil, they eventually sprouted in the minds.